going back and forth to Florida. I want to get rid of this office anyway. So it's more hassle than it's worth.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. I think I know what you mean. You're
Contracts
talking about
are
a
out.
brick. I'm sorry.
Contracts are out for that salvage yard and that business. We should close on it probably Thursday, Friday.
That sounds good.
Yeah, man. But this isn't something that you really get involved teaching.
Yeah.
So I don't want to get up and ring the bell and brag and all that, because it isn't really in the realm, and I'm going to piss off a lot of people if I do it. So
I understand.
yeah.
Well,
Did you promote this at all? Put this up on the website and all that?
Yeah.
I haven't done it. I haven't been doing it. So
yeah.
All right. I'm going to bring in some speakers probably in 2 weeks, and maybe we'll start doing that on Monday nights.
Everybody's always slow to arrive a little bit anyways, man. We got some folks coming on in. Sometimes they wait to see you go live before they come on in, because then they're like, we know he's going now, so we're going to show up.
There you go.
So that's what's happening right at this exact moment. Because we went live. I hit the live button, and then now here's everybody showing up.
Hey, so guys. Last week, hey. Mag has changed. All right. So last week, it was crazy. Absolutely nuts. Let me make some notes here. Okay. Sub to release option. Yep.
Steve, I got a deal for you tonight, man.
It's about time, man. What have you been doing? It's just us. Boy, this is very, very cozy.
I'm excited,
What time
man.
we got? What time? 9:02? Let's start talking. Why not? What do you got, man?
So I put a deal on the contract today.
Cool.
You want me to ring the bell?
Nah, yeah. Let's run. Let's run through the numbers.
Let me close the door. Hang on one second. Close this door so I don't wake up everybody in the house. Go ahead.
All right. So, you want me to share my screen?
You could.
Maybe it's a good idea. All right. Let me know if you see it. Share.
There you go. We're looking at you. We're looking at Zillow.
Awesome. So where's Aliceville?
This one is in your homemade, Alabama.
Where is it near?
Alabama.
Yeah, I know. I said, but where is Aliceville in Alabama? What's it close to? What's the next major city?
I don't know. I haven't.
All right. Go ahead. So what do we got?
All right. So I talked to this guy today, and he was motivated to sell. And what I did was I told him, listen, what can I do? How much? What would be the list that you would take? So he told me 105, and then I was like, okay, what if I'm be able to do the closing costs and everything, and what would be the best? So he gave me another number. He gave me 100, and then I was be able to talk him down to 90 though. So I put it on the contract for 90. All right, this property.
All right.
I got here. It's a 3-bed. It's a 4-bed, 2-bath. Okay.
Right.
This property is Zillow says that it could be worth it, up to 170. Estimate is about 131. A cash flow on this property is phenomenal. The rent's estimates 1,195.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to put this together here. If I can be able to flip it to a cash buyer for 100, I should be making a good profit.
So this address is right there. Can you bring up a map on your? Can you highlight the map that's on there? I want to see where this is, and I'll tell you why in a second.
This map?
Yeah, that's good. See if you can blow it up. Right, that's it. I want to see where it's. I want to see where McAllen. What the hell? Come on, keep going. All right, let's see what we got now.
Like West Central Alabama, it looks like maybe.
Well, Tuscaloosa's to the right, so this has to be just north of not just north. It's north of Montgomery, I guess. Move it down a little bit. Just drag it up or whatever. It's man, I am lost. York. I don't know where this thing is. Where the hell?
Maybe back up just a little more.
Oh. Yeah,
There you go.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
He knows
You
where
gotta
Alabama is.
All right.
I'm sorry.
You gotta be careful there. You're gonna have this house checked out.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I got a 15-day business inspection period.
So your goal is just to flip it on a lease or flip it on a sale. What is it you want to do?
My goal is just to wholesale it.
Wholesale it. All right. Wholesaling, there might not be enough juice in this game.
I think so.
I mean, how much work does the house need? Do you know?
Nah, it doesn't need a lot of work. It says that the house is moving ready.
What you got to worry about right there, where this house is prairie dirt. In other words, they built these houses on almost like clay. And the homes that I have in Birmingham, in Montgomery, you're north of that. So you might not have that problem. I know property in Montgomery and to the left and south going up towards Mississippi and all, they got issues. You're north of that. So you might be all right. I mean, how much can really go wrong with a brick ranch, and there's no upstairs, there's no downstairs. So that's good. So you want to see if you can get listen, you got it on the contract already. It's a purchase?
Yeah, I got it on the contract. I have to open up escrow tomorrow.
Okay. All right. You got an attorney there you're working with?
No, but if you can recommend me one. But isn't Alabama a title state? I thought it was a title state. I mean, I thought it was a, huh?
You'd be smart. Have you done a lot of deals?
No, my first one.
This is your first one. You got to use an attorney. I'll give you a guy to use. He's in Birmingham. He's just outside, but he's a good guy. He does about 2/3 of the foreclosures in the state of Alabama. His name is let me get his name. Hang on a minute. It's Brian Cloud, Cloud. He's the I use this attorney. Let me get you his phone number. Hang on a minute. Cloud. Okay. His main phone number is 205
Okay.
322
Mm-hmm.
6060. And you just ask for Brian Cloud and tell him you're looking at real estate. And Steve Driscoll told you to give him a call. That you're looking to you need his help. That's all. He can put the deal together. He knows what he's doing. He's also he is the I think he's the attorney for the Birmingham RIA also.
Right.
Your numbers don't look great. I got to be honest with you. Your numbers don't look. If the house doesn't need anything, and it's you figure you're going to be able to retail it for how much? 130, 140, 110?
I would say 110, 115.
Okay, all right. And how long has it been on the internet for sale?
He has 25 days.
Well, go down to the history on it.
Huh?
Skim down to the history on it where it says history of listings reports. There you go.
Okay.
So he had it on in December for 92,000. He had it on September.
That was 2019.
That's all right. How long has the property flipped? Is he still owned it? Is it a rental? What is it?
Nah, he's still owned it. He's the primary owner. I saw
He's
that.
the primary owner?
On PropStream, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You got nothing to lose and all to gain. Nothing to lose and all to gain. So you got you're just going to do a flat listing and just your own listing on the MLS and try and flip it that way. You want a wholesale listing, but I don't know. A wholesale is going to want to pay you that kind of money for this thing. Wholesalers want their piece of the pie, that 30%, 25%. And these things are, there's not enough juice left in the onion, and there's not enough juice in this deal. So I mean, if you were buying it for 75, maybe 65, 70, 75, yeah, you're in the retail market. So I mean, Alabama brokers, the ones that I've used, are normally at 4 or 5%. I would just get this house. You tied the thing up. Tell them you want to do an assignment on it, and give it to a hungry broker that's in the area. You need some, I got some.
All right.
You know, give it to a broker and see if they can list it. But I would do that. You know, you got to get somebody to walk through this house and get some really good pictures. I don't know what the pictures look like, you know, but it would seem to me your only way out of this thing is going to be through is probably going to be offering this to the public and let them bid on it. Let them get together with it. You know, how long is your contract for? How long is your contract for?
I have it for 30 business days.
It's not a lot. You got to get on this thing tomorrow morning. Go ahead.
Somebody that wants to live there, right? That's who you're looking for.
That's what I mean by retail. Well, he hasn't got. There's not enough spread in this thing. I'm not saying don't buy it. I'm saying he's already got it in contract. Okay, go for it. It says here it's got a metal roof, which is big down there. Yeah. 4-bedroom, 2-bath. This thing's 1,800 square feet. If the foundation's good, it's a brick house, you know, and it has some kind of eye appeal or whatever the case may be. I'd list it with an agent right now. I know around Montgomery there are no properties that are decent. They're scoffing up everything. So if you want to get somebody in on a listing, you want to do a flat listing or flat rate listing, whatever. But that I don't know, Jason. Justin, I think that's the only way to go with this.
I think you're probably right too, Steve. But my question is would it pass? Like we're talking about an end buyer here that would be a cash buyer, right? Not because it probably wouldn't pass inspection for some kind of a normal home loan, would it?
Don't know.
Maybe. I mean, it's ugly. I'm looking at the pictures. It needs a lot of cosmetics, but besides that, I mean, it looks livable.
This is your typical $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 house now in that market. This is typical. So,
but if I was a handyman and I could live in there and vacate a room at a time, I could probably fix it up and make it really nice, right? I mean, that's the guy you're looking for, right?
Work for equity.
Well, you know, we didn't discuss anything as far as financing is concerned on this. He went in and it was a straight cash offer, and the guy accepted it with a 30-day close. 30 days, not a lot of time, but if he's only got 30 days, yeah, you got to find a cash buyer for this thing, and they're out there.
I think you're totally able to do that, though. Yeah,
they're out there, but you got to get this thing on the market tomorrow morning, or really, really quick. Get the house inspected, get some good pictures of it. Even if you got to, is there anybody living there right now?
I think he said that the house is vacant, I think. Yeah.
House is vacant. Even better. So send somebody by. You know, the way I pick a broker in some of these areas, I look for the guy that's got the most reviews, sold the best, or that agency, and I pick up the phone and I call a person at the front desk. I go, hey, my wife and I were talking to somebody there last week, or I just said my wife was there, and everybody said this was the best salesman you got there. You know who that person might be? Oh, that must be Bill. Okay, well, is Bill around? There you go.
Is there a lockbox on it? You got a code to or something, Mag?
What was that?
You got a lockbox on the front door with a code where you can send people in to take a look at it, or what's the setup on that? I'm just curious. Sorry to interrupt, guys. Too.
Well, man,
I didn't go that far. I just put it on the contract really quick.
You probably ought to tell the seller you're going to send him a lockbox and then get on Amazon and buy one of them $20 lockboxes and have them mail it to the guy. It'll be there by Prime Wednesday or whatever, Okay. So I think we got that idea from Victor, but that's a way you can then, when he says launch this marketing in a massive fashion tomorrow morning, you're going to want to create a buzz on this property, and in order to do that, you're going to have people that are going to want to go see it and want to make offers. And how are they going to get inside? Man, how cool if you had a lockbox, especially since it's vacant.
He's had this thing on the market 25 days, and he's doing it for. I gather he's doing this for sale by owner, right?
Yeah. He has it on the. I saw it on PropStream. His equity is about 125.
So if it's 120, 125,000. So they're assuming the house is worth 125 grand
Yeah.
on PropStream. Well, hey, listen, I'm all in this situation right now. You want to do the least amount of work, you can get the house checked or don't even bother. Just leave it the way it is and list it with a broker and cross your fingers. List it with a volume, someone that's really, really kicking the dirt up and making it happen in that area.
Okay.
List it right away. Get some action on it. You'll know right away if this thing's going to be going or not. If you get 10 days into this thing and you got no traction and the realtor's not posting anybody up, we got no action on this thing. You know what? You go back to your seller and say, this might not work. I think we're way overpriced. Or whatever, you're going to go back and renegotiate with them. And you got to get more than 30 days. Chances are. If you're going to, because that cash buyer could be tough. Or you get an option, you get an agreement with him in writing on your contract that you got a right to extend this if you bring in a purchase, if there's going to be financing involved or whatever, something. You got to have some kind of an edge where you can, if you got somebody by the hand ready to go, and all of a sudden you're handing the contract back to this guy, that's not going to be any good for you. So you always try and get as long as you can, so.
Right.
The numbers are what the numbers are. You agreed to buy it already. Maybe there's a lot of equity in this thing. It could be. If PropStream says it's worth 125, and
no, the equity on PropStream is 125.
Okay, well, it means he's probably got no liens or anything on it. If you go back to PropStream and look at the value, it's probably 125.
Yeah.
He's probably got no debt on it. Okay, so if we look at that number for 125, and Zillow's got it up for how much? 120, 130?
130, yeah.
Okay, and if the house is in halfway decent shape, it's probably worth 125. So you might do really well with this thing. I give it to the agent. I'd say, listen, here's the deal. First full price cash. You give me a full price offer. All right. Instead of giving them 5%, give them the 5% and give them an extra $1,000. They got to close in 30 days.
Okay.
You got to appeal to that sense of greed. So for an extra $1,000, goes a long way. You're gonna make it. And I put it up for 129 or something like that. I don't know. Maybe less, maybe I don't know. You got to look and see what will you be satisfied with now to walk away. You haven't got a lot. How much time you got invested in this thing?
I just put it on the contract today.
Okay, so I mean, what do you got? Just a couple hours invested in this thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, even if you sold it and you got a legit buyer for 100, 105 or something like that, you'd be happy, right?
Yeah.
Listing this thing now on Zillow, listing this with a broker, the broker's automatically going to capture Zillow's website, take it down, take down this guy's. They can do that. So at least they've done it to all of mine, anyways. So when I go and I give it to them, so your seller won't have access to this thing. So,
okay. So I don't have to tell him to take this down, right?
If you list it with an agent, I don't believe so. I think there's probably a couple of agents online here tonight that could probably help us out with that. They'll know a heck of a lot more about it than I do. Is Victor on? I think Victor's on. Victor might know.
I think Victor is on. Any other realtors in the room?
Was this a realtor question? I'm back with you guys now.
Yeah, we need a real estate realtor expert here.
Okay. I don't know about expert, but
we're rubbing the
license.
We go.
You popped up, man.
What's up, Steve?
You do. It's all about you, bud. Hey, if someone's got a listing on Zillow, it's currently listed by a seller, a private individual. He's got it up for sale. If this now we get a contract on it, and now we want to list it with a broker.
Okay.
The deals I've had, the broker goes out on the MLS and recaptures, I guess, the same Zillow website and almost overrides what I've got on there.
Right.
Okay, so that's basically all over the place.
Yeah, that's pretty much all over the place. He would just take over it. So is it currently listed with another broker?
No.
Okay, so it's not currently listed at all.
It's not listed at all. It's
and you don't necessarily have to relinquish control of the Zillow, but you would always have to match. So the thing is, let the broker do the work. So that's how you always do it. You don't have to relinquish. You can just keep advertising it if you want, but your prices need to match.
That's the issue here, because we're going to pump the price up.
There you go.
So, but it's not listed with an agent, so he's really not getting any flow over this thing. Don't know why. He hasn't seen the house. He's looking at pictures of it. He's having it inspected. I says, get somebody out there with a camera and get some real good pictures of this place.
Yeah.
And get I said, and if it's a go, he's only got a 30-day contract, so he's going to need a cash buyer.
Yep.
Like Justin was saying, a cash buyer, or he's got to go back to him and get some more time on that contract. So,
I got a question here. Just for clarity, coming from somebody that's unlicensed, Mag doesn't own the property, so he's not on deed. He has a viable purchase contract signed by the seller. He's going to call a broker, and the broker is going to list the agreement on the MLS.
Yes, as long as he has a binding agreement, he'll probably check with the owner of record to verify, but he can list it in regards to that.
So he may contact the seller and say, "Hey, this is what we're going to do," or he will ask for permission.
Yeah,
permission to list it, unless he's got it.
Yeah, because he's not the owner of record.
That's all right.
Is there a chance of Mag getting cut out in that conversation of some sort?
Not as long as he still has his agreement in place and he initiates the relationship, because the relationship would be with Mag, not with the owner.
Okay.
Oh, you gotta love this.
Okay.
Can I chime in for a second?
Yeah,
man.
I've heard that, and I've had a realtor list a property that I had under contract. And what they're listing is my equitable interest is what's being listed.
Oh, so you mean just for the amount of whatever it is that you're asking for your contract?
No, what the overall price, what the buyer's going to be all in, the price, which includes my fee, is what it's listed for. But it's, in the realtor comments, it says, it's equitable interest, and then they may go on, the realtor, I guess, in some cases may go on and maybe be even more detailed about the information. It's being wholesaled or something, being sold for an assignment fee. I'm not sure. But I guess for the legalities of the realtor listing the property,
they have to disclose.
Yeah, and because they're not directly having had on a listing agreement signed with the legal owner, then it needs to be said on there. The comments should say, the equitable interest is what's being sold.
Yeah.
From my understanding.
So
it happens a lot like that.
So they're legally wholesaling, really.
Yeah, it's a legal wholesale.
Yeah.
Also,
all he's legally selling is that contract, but he's right.
Yeah.
And I've seen them where it's the one I just did down in Alabama. That one, the broker put into the comments that it was, what are they right now? Contract assignment by holder in vested interest or something like that.
Yeah.
Holding vested interest. So it made it sound like, we're signing a contract and this is the price of the contract.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I got a buddy in town that wholesales. Okay. All right. And he told me, he said, I've got a broker that in my office here he's a buddy of mine. He's got his broker's license. Anyway, he said, I put a couple of these wholesale deals on the MLS, but he said it to me like that. He was like, but we don't do that much because, and I was like, I don't know. Like, you know what I mean?
Right,
so can you elaborate on why he would be saying it like that and such? You know what I mean?
Probably his broker's probably not a big fan.
There you go.
Okay, now tell me about that. Why not?
Well, because these guys, some of these guys have been in the industry for years and years and years, and they've done things, the same way as long as they can remember. They're stuck in their ways. They're not really flexible or whatever, and they want the least amount of potential landmines in any particular deal. And they may have had a couple of bad experiences, and they just stay away from them because they have enough other business where they don't have to take on anything that even smells of risk.
There you go.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's just basically an attitude. It's whether or not they especially if they've had any sort of bad experiences, or wholesalers coming in and then not delivering the buyers like they claim they would, and stuff like that. And if they've had 2 or 3 of them, while at the same time they're regularly listed, by the book deals are closing with no hitches, they'll just move away from it.
Yeah. There are more by the book kind of brokers, and then there are other more Wild West type too, right?
Yeah.
And personality.
Some that are a little bit more flexible and
Yeah.
and have a little bit more room in there in the way they think.
I know there's at least a couple like that in my market that are a little more loosey goosey.
Yeah.
Well, it's what you do. What's being done is not illegal.
Right.
It's a valid contract, and as long as it's explained that way, there shouldn't be any issue. You know what? If you come across realtors that don't want to list it, that's fine. Next,
find another realtor.
I want to do business with a guy that knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And if you're doing business with the guy in town, and this guy's selling a lot of properties, he knows the game. He knows what it's all about.
Yep.
So he wouldn't have. I don't think he'd have any problem or issue with that. And especially in Alabama, where this house is, how many? If the market is anywhere near warm in that area, I don't know. Let's just say it's great. Finding the right real estate agent might take you a good part of a day. All right, on the phone, working the phone, getting and talking to these guys. But I wouldn't just take anybody. I'd look and see. I want the guy that's doing a lot of business. Or like they do on they showed us a trick on PropStream, where you look at the sales, look and see who sold who's buying all the wholesale properties in that area.
Yeah, right.
Call that broker.
Yeah. Get the
listed the
realtor
wholesale
off those comps. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Perfect
That's a great
idea.
So
Yeah.
that's another quick way, So all right, guys.
Nick's got his hand up there, Steve. Coach
What's
Steve.
up, man? Go
Getting
for
a
it.
lot out of this tonight, Coach Steve. Thank you, sir.
What's up, dude?
I'm saying, Nick.
What's up, Nick?
Hey, man.
The doctor's in the house.
Stop.
He's got a fever.
So for example, let's just say you have it under contract with you go with the realtor, they list it, everything's fine, but one of your buyers that you end up speaking to a week prior comes to you and says, hey, I want to purchase that deal. Would you have to send that buyer to the realtor now that you have it listed?
Depends on your agreement. Depends on the way you write your agreement.
Good question.
You go back. Hey, Uncle Victor's still here.
Yep.
That's go back.
You're exactly right. It depends on how you write it up. If they know that you have been marketing and would like to maintain your marketing, and that you have the autonomy to find a buyer outside of this agreement without any compensation. Most of them won't even go for it, but some of them will, or you may just break them off a couple bucks.
What you might also want to do is just, if you got some people by the hand that are lukewarm about buying the house and you just can't get them nailed down, if you list it with a broker after that, exclude them in the agreement.
Yep.
And then and if you want, you listen, no, if I want them excluding the deal, the broker gets an automatic $500 or whatever you want to do. If you cut the guy out now, he's not going to be at the well to help you next time.
Right.
So keep it all legit and spread. You know what? Everybody's got to make money.
That's smart.
Everybody gets a little something,
Yeah.
So, all right.
Yeah.
Even if you go,
You the man.
he gets $500. That's
Yeah,
smart.
I'm kind of running an issue with that with my property the same way that I've had 3 buyers kind of just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and we haven't really done anything yet. And I'm running out of time, and so I'm thinking I've got a good, at least a good month left before I have to give it up. So the couple of things is I actually went back to the seller and I started telling him, like, look, maybe we can do something on terms since you own it free and clear. They're starting to think about that. The area suits it even better for that. So I'm actually trying to push that more than I am on the retail side. But if I have to go the retail side, I'm gonna go that route. But I just wanted to see how that would come on the workaround. If one of these buyers end up coming back, I'll just send them through the realtor and just be like, hey, here's the agent representing it. Call it, close it.
No, you're going to exclude them inside your contract.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you just said
You
that.
can exclude them, or if you want to just give it to the broker. I mean, I don't know how much money he's going to make on this, what his commission is. That would be a big plus for you and a big plus for the agent. If you work in this area hard, you want to pick up some people on your side, boy, that'd be one way to do it. But or split it with them or something like that.
Yeah.
So how'd you do with that vacant land in that cul-de-sac?
Oh, dude, did not work.
Didn't work.
No. There was
All right.
after we had went out there. Well, I went out there. There was over like 62 properties vacant for sale on MLS that were.
Oh wow.
They were going down and down and down until they were getting sold like at least maybe 30% under where they were particularly listed at before.
Wow. What's going on in that neighborhood?
The cost of all that shit is for like the wood and everything, the plumbing. So I was in fact talking to a guy today here in Austin about just even toilets and fixtures and all this shit. They're back ordered by several months, and some of these people can't even get stuff to finish their jobs for what they're doing now. So it's like the fix flip here in Texas is being affected dramatically on prices. Like it's no longer the 75%, and now they're starting to look at like probably 70, 65 is kind of like
without a doubt.
Yeah, it's kind of where
California's the same way. We're selling right now at 50%.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
We can't do 60, 65 in California right now. I watched a great expose on where all that money's going, and I was wrong about the fact that it was because of COVID and the China prices and all of that stuff. It is the warehousers and the big producers, because come to find out, there's enough wood out there to do everything that we need to do. They've simply sort of gotten together and decided to raise prices on their own. There's like 4 or 5 companies that are getting rich on this shit, and it's not a matter of inventory. We have enough lumber here in the US to get it done. It's just another racket.
Wow.
You mean it's like the gasoline business? You mean it's like the toilet paper business?
Like all the other ones.
Shortage?
like all the other.
What you're saying is they're fucking with supply and demand.
They are fucking with supply and demand on purpose. Yeah. They even have storage facilities full of shit that they're not releasing.
All right, I'm going to get into politics here if we keep talking, so I'm going to get off that rail.
Harvick wants to chime in on the politics.
Oh boy! All right. Who's got a deal?
Right.
We settle up on the Alabama deal there. I guess we did. He's gonna go call a broker tomorrow.
Harvick has a question for you, Steve.
I'm gonna sell it to you, Steve.
Oh sure. Send me a contract. I'll give you $90,000 for it, and I'll call the broker right down the street.
$90,001.
$90,001.
Hey, that's a win in my book. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's up, Matt? Good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you, Victor. Long time I don't talk to you.
You got to make money on this deal, man. You're gonna look good.
All right.
But tomorrow morning, hit the ground running.
Yeah.
All right. Who else we got?
Perfect.
I actually got a deal, but I just wanted to add one more thing. When we were talking about listing the property with the equitable interest, I want to mention that on my purchase and sale agreement that I sent to the seller, I have a stipulation in there that says that I'm allowed to market the property, verbally as well as online using real estate websites. I don't mention the MLS, but I've thought about putting the MLS in there. Maybe I should, but I just have it as, online using real estate websites as well.
I'd put it on. You can always cross it off if they
Yeah.
find it. Most people, if you're going to settle their problem, they don't care they don't care what you do. Put it on the back of an airplane on a banner and fly it over the house. They don't care as long as you're solving their problem.
Very true.
So,
Can I be a nerd here
uh-oh.
just for a second? Because
Nerd out.
there's a lot of real talk lately about the legalities of wholesaling. Okay, so I heard an attorney say this specifically, putting on your agreement now, and I'm not saying Hervik is doing this for this reason, because he's not, but here's what his interpretation of the thing was.
I know where you're going.
He said putting on an agreement that you can market the property online or put a sign in the yard or advertise the property does not make it okay. He said it's still illegal to market the property unless you're a licensed realtor. He said, so I was thinking, okay, so you would have to say in the agreement then that you maintain the right to market your equitable interest or your agreement. Okay, so you'd have to be more specific than just saying market the property unless you were a realtor. Because if you say that and you're not a realtor, you're almost like confessing to breaking the law.
You're tiptoeing around the law. Yeah.
I like that.
Just dove in the pool.
Good call.
But I think that's smart, that market my equitable interest. And I think that either way, like Steve said, you're solving their problem. They're going to continue reading on to where the signature line is.
I 100% concur, dude. Yeah. And awesome idea, by the way. I think I need to go put that in the clubs.
Sounds good. Good deal, man. Keep up the good work.
Guys are awesome.
What else we got? Who else got something they want to chat about? Deals, no deals, ideas, comments, thoughts?
I got a deal that I just got a contract on today. I just got the contract back.
Ooh.
Good man. What is it? What's it about?
It's a probate that I've been following up on for 2 years now. At one point, the seller put me in contact with the realtor, and I've been following up with her for the last 6 months. Last week, I thought I had it all wrapped up. And then all of a sudden, the realtor comes back and says, "Oh, there's a couple other people interested. Submit your highest and best." And I told her, you know what? Yeah, I said, look, I showed you my proof of funds. You guys want to go shop it around, go ahead. I thought I was the only one you were talking to. As a matter of fact, can you just tell your seller to give me a number? Give me the number that works, and I'll see if I could do it or not. But I don't want to go back and forth or compete with other people. And then I left her alone for a couple of days. And then yesterday she wrote me and said that today, Monday, they'd be sending me back the signed contract at the price that I originally submitted.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Stuck to your guns. That's good.
Ring the bell on that shit.
Yeah, man. What are you gonna do with this
Gotta
property?
ring this bell. Hold on. No, wait a minute. That one's the one that's the award. All right, sorry.
First time I get the bell rung. I appreciate it. Hopefully that means I'll be cashing the check.
Yeah, congratulations, dude.
So what are you gonna do with this property?
I got a couple options. It's a single family home, and it comes with the lot next to it that I believe is buildable. I'm going to check with the county tomorrow to find out if it's buildable or not. I'm picking it up at 80. The same house, the neighboring house, it's the same house. It sold for 189 as a fix and flip. And so maybe I could sell the house alone for like 90, make a quick 10. But then I have the lot next to it that I think would be worth maybe like 25, 35 grand. So I have the option to maybe assign this, wholesale it, or my last option would be to fix and flip it myself. I don't think I want to do that. Maybe I'll just wholesale the property and then the land separately. Maybe I'll do that.
How much work does it need?
To make it rentable, I would say it probably needs maybe like 25, 35.
Yeah, that isn't something you're gonna market to the public then. Yeah, it's gotta be a wholesale deal or a landlord deal, you know? Yeah, yeah, you're gonna do all right with that one. Good for you, man.
Thank you.
Good for you. Good for you.
Follow up. The follow up on that one's what kept me in the game.
Yeah, that's cool. Good. You got plenty of grease on the wheel. That's great. Keep it up, man. Very good. So the people they're all ready to sign and go. So that's good. It pays.
Yeah,
well.
they sent me back the contract. It was signed today, or they sent it today signed. So
I'm in contract on I guess a probate deal, family estate, since 2010. And the house, the lawn is mowed, the electric's on, the air conditioning system's on, and the family of 9 kids cannot get together on this house. They can, and I was just down. It's in Fort Myers down in Florida, and I was just there. And I'm only buying this because I want the damn car in the garage, and I'm getting the car. It's all included in the deal, but they can't. They just can't put it together. I think now it's a matter of it isn't a matter of the money. It's just a matter, and I'm getting it for nothing. It's a matter of just getting everybody together to sign, or however they're going to do it. Who knows? So the rest of the family can't close the estate.
What kind of
It's
car
over
is
10
it?
years. Over 10 years. I don't know what they're doing.
What kind of car is it?
It is. It's not a fancy car. It's a 1966 Ford Galaxy 500.
Oh, those are nice.
It's got about. Here's the thing. It's a 66 automobile, but it's got 1967 plates on it from up in the Midwest, Michigan or Illinois or whatever. It's got just over 2,000 miles on it. That's why I want this car. So, anyways, what else?
4-door or 2-door?
No, it's 4-door. Big 4-door with those big nylon seats. You know.
Yeah.
If you find a 61 or 62 Thunderbird, I'll buy it from you.
Oh, there's a heavy cars, man.
Yeah, you know the one with the.
You got to find the one with the roadster cop in the back over the seats.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's a heavy bastard, boy. It's like 5,000 pounds, those cars.
Love that car.
You know, all right, talk cars for a second. I'm in high school, and my dad gets me. I found this car in this gas station this guy wants to get rid of. Now we're going to go way back. Late 50s. Ford had a Sunliner, right? The roof of the car lifted up, the big metal roof, and went into the trunk of the car. So my dad was a banker, knew nothing about cars, could care less, and I love to play with cars. So he said, my dad goes down, and the guy starts it up, runs good and all that. He goes, somebody just left it there. He goes, this roof go down into the trunk? Oh yeah. It went down into the trunk and never came back out. My father said, see you later. So that was that. Probably cost thousands back then just to get it to move.
Yeah.
Unreal. All right, car story for the day. Retractable hardtop. Yes, that's it, man. Retractable hardtop. Oh, God, what a terrible car. All right, what else we got? Anything else?
I'm putting that Jerry Norton shit to the test starting tomorrow.
Jerry Norton.
That whole transactional funding thing he's doing. Got one where I'm putting my name's on the buyer. The contract's not assignable. In this particular pocket in Houston, I've got 3 of my buyers who are one's actually 2 blocks over finishing up a house that he's doing right now.
Right.
And we got it for 225. And the ARV is 364.
Whoa.
And needs about 47 to 54 in repairs. Not all that bad for the area. It's great corner lot. It's really good shape. So I called him up. I said, dude, as soon as I get the signature, you wanted to do this? And he's like, yeah, I'll do it. So I've got it lined up. Now the only thing I'm going to find out is if I submit this to Jerry, and if he says no for whatever reason, that whole thing is I don't know. I won't have nice things to say about it.
You won't have a problem if you're going to flip this thing and you need hard money or whatever for one day. Transactional funders are all over the place. A good title company can probably fix you up with one.
Okay.
The guys that they do business with. So don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry
Okay.
about it. Those guys are all over the place.
And probably cheaper to go local anyway.
Yep.
I'm just guessing.
A lot of
Okay.
time your attorney will do it too.
Well, we don't have attorneys here. We do a title company, so that would be a
Yeah,
What
title.
what are you trying to do with the property?
Where I'm going to be the buyer and do a double close on that because the assignment is going to be anywhere between $35,000 to $40,000.
Oh, okay. If
So-
you don't get it closed, I might have a buyer for you also.
Okay.
Yeah. So check with me if you don't close it.
Where G Money?
There you go. There you go. Look at that smile, man. Like a dentist. I love it. All right. All right. What else we got? Anybody else? I don't know what happened to the sound.
Alan Bryan has his hand raised so politely.
Yo, it's like the men's club here tonight. I love it.
Yeah, what's going on with that? What's up with that?
They scare everybody away.
Where
So
all the
I,
girls go?
I got this house where I offered the seller to buy it for the mortgage balance and give him the rest like a year later. And so I got it signed only to find out that the mortgage balance was very close to like what he listed it for.
Okay. That's great.
So I'm like, okay. So there's a single payment note due of like $2,300 in a year because I told him, hey, I could give the rest in a year, but then I'm like, all right, go call the bank and find out what your balance is. So yeah, any ideas on how to monetize this guy?
Yeah. How much is the house worth?
Well, based on my rough estimate of one that sold, it's probably worth like 70,000.
And what's he owe?
He owes like 53K.
53K. Are you taking over his existing mortgage?
See, I try to run that by him, but he's like, "Oh no, I need the title off my name." So I'm gonna try to see if he'd be willing to take his subject too. But as of right now, the way it stands, he wants the mortgage balance paid off at closing.
So so 53,000 is what is all the debt that's on the property, and it's worth about 75 grand. You're saying
70.
70,000.
Conservative.
All right, so you got him on a contract?
Yeah.
Good. List it. Get nothing to lose. Give him what he wants. And then you always go back and talk to the guy. Give him what he wants. Get as long a term as you can to sell this thing. Tell him you have a closing. Stretch it out. Say, listen, if I'm going to give you all this money for this house, all right, I got to have enough time to do my due diligence. You know, I'm not going to move into this damn house. It ain't for me. I got to get at least 90 days and negotiate back from there. You want to make sure if you're working on a short piece, take it all. Take all these deals. And if you're worried about it, just put it under an option. You don't have to. You contract with the people that are agreeable. You go with options with people that are fly-by-nights, that aren't all that straight, that just don't know they're there. You don't even want to put a contract in front of these people. So you do an option with them. But if you're going to go this way and you're worried about it, I put on the contract. What's the difference? Everybody's laughing. It's money to be made in this market. If the house is worth does it need a lot of work?
According to him, it just needs carpet. That's about it.
Great. So advertise the house for $79,900 and give them a $3,000 carpet allowance. Whatever. Listen and roll on. What part of the country is in it?
Indiana.
Beautiful. Market's hot there. We were on the phone talking with people from Indianapolis the other day, and they said the market's incredible there. So that's one spot. But man, make it happen. It's not an expensive house. The house will probably fly. It's worth 75. Put it up for 79.9. Anybody else want to chime in about this deal?
Cool. Thanks, man.
Hey, don't worry. It's only money.
He could always try a guts move and say, hey, look, I could do it this way or not do it at all. As far as like, hey, I could pick it up subject to, or you could keep the damn thing.
Yeah.
It's all in the motivation, how motivated the guy is to get out, Out there to do a lot of contracts for deed, I believe. You could leave this thing even in this guy's name and just do a contract for deed and take it from there. If he's in Indiana, I believe they do a lot of them in Indiana.
What is he like divorcing and his wife? He hates his ex-wife now or something and has to get off the like. What is the major? Oh my gosh, I have to be off the deed like immediately. What's the why that attitude from him?
He's like I think it's been vacant. He doesn't want to re-rent it. He said he's got kids now and he ain't got time to be babysitting a vacant house.
Good. Seller financing. That should be one of your offers.
Yeah.
You made him a cash offer already? Yes? No?
Yes.
Do you have this under contract, Alan?
Yes.
Oh, well, then that's it. Then.
Oh, okay.
You can always go back. You tell them, listen, the market makes the deal. If the market's not there for these people, the market's not there. I need the seller finance this house. I need to offer financing, even if it's only for 10 years, sir. We can balloon it after that. And you can work your way down to 5 years, whatever, Mm-hmm. But I'll tell you what. You want 53,000? I'll tell you what. I'll give you $5,000 when I retail this house and we cash it out. I'll give you a note for $5,000. So now what happens is you put your deal together, and inside your note, when you sell it, you wrap it, or however it is you're going to do it, you got a $5,000 guaranteed check going back to this guy. And you make it for as long as you can, 5 years, 10 years. And if he's in this situation that he needs money and this and that, that $5,000 ain't going to be $5,000 for him. He'll call you. Hey, listen, I really need this money. You want? I'll settle it now. I'll send you a check for $1,000. That's the way you do these, man. Give them what they want. You can always negotiate later. Your deal's already in contract. Go to town. Just start marketing that baby. And if market online, do it. How much time did you say you had? 30 days?
45.
45. So start kicking the dirt tomorrow morning. You got good pictures and all in the house?
I'm just gonna take the pictures from his ad.
Don't be so cheap. God, what a cheap ad. Holy cow. You got all these cheap people on there, huh? Tonight, cheap. Hey, look.
Well, what is that about?
Well, I don't know, man. Hey, look. You gotta maybe pay somebody to go there. Give them $50, give them $100. Let them go there, take a load of pictures off this house, inside, outside, whatever, so you know what you're buying. Number one, all right. I want to know what I'm buying, and I want to know if it's whatever. If it's a turd, it's a turd. If it's a real nice house and you can flip this thing retail to the public and make some money with it, why not? If it's a house you just got a wholesale, you'll know almost right away. Look around.
What's that website, the service that does that nowadays? Pretty much everywhere.
There's a service I used. I put it on that tools.
It's Velocity REO.
That sounds right. Do it when they go inside?
No, I actually do REOs with them. They pay for all of my driving for dollars. They'll send me to a neighborhood and they'll pay me to go in there, and I'll do my driving for dollars while over there. They'll pay for the gas and everything. They just raised it. So they'll pay you anywhere from $8.50 to $30 to go out and take exterior pictures. But I've never been inside. I've never done an interior.
There's outfits out there that do that, and they get further and further in appraisals and all that. But keep it simple. I mean, maybe you're right. If you guys got really good pictures, you don't know how old they are. You don't even know if they have the same house. But whatever, fraud's fraud, man. I've seen it. So, but hey, if that's the way you want to go with it, just get going with it. Don't let it sit a day. Tomorrow morning, bang, or even get on the line tonight. Get started. Get on these websites and make it happen.
Well, you ought to be proud of yourself too, man. And
Yep.
I'm proud of you. We all are here because
Yep.
you're doing the right things here, and you're taking the right kinds of actions.
Yep.
You know, and so we all had a good laugh and all that. But man, we've all had silly things happen like that with us, and dude, it's just fun. But in all honesty, man, I'm real proud of you. So yeah, keep it up, dude. You ought to be proud of yourself too, because you know how much balls it takes to actually put a deal together and get somebody to sign anything.
Well, he's got this house. If it's not
Yeah.
if it's not destroyed, he's got it 20% below market.
Yeah.
So what's wrong
There you
with
go.
wrong with that? Money's
Nothing,
money.
man. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
All right.
Yeah. Congratulations
Good
too,
luck.
man.
Yeah.
Good luck. Make
Yeah.
it happen. Good
Thank
luck.
you all.
Who else we got? So,
I was going to say, you guys want to make, last year, Velocity REOs paid me almost $2,000 to go run around places, look at houses, and take some pictures with my camera. They paid me $1,800 last year. That's all the gas I needed.
there you go.
Would you say they paid you to drive for dollars?
Yeah. You know, if I want to go to a neighborhood, I'll go whenever they send me. I drive the neighborhood, and they give you stuff, and you can turn down whatever you don't want. If it's too far away, they're not paying enough for the deal, you don't have the time, whatever, just decline it. If you want to go in that area though, they'll pay you to go. That's what I do. They paid me $1,800+ last year to go drive for dollars.
Hey, Victor, do you need like a professional camera, or can you do it 24?
No, you can do it with your cell phone. As long as your cell phone, just turn on your GPS so that it has geo tracking. And most every phone now, as long as you have the GPS on, it has geo tracking.
Yeah.
And you can do it with any cell phone as long as it takes decent pictures. You don't have to buy no equipment or nothing.
So I can do it with my flip phone.
Yes, sir. With your old-fashioned flip phone.
It's a great tool to have if you're far away and you're doing, or you can't get out, and you want to, I got something going on with this. I do a lot of rental houses down in Florida when I'm away, and I just can't get somebody to drive by. Boom, and I got the pictures usually the next day. So
Did you put that in the chat?
The answer is no, Herbik. You do not have to be a licensed agent to be one, to do it.
So this was on that list that we did one of the first nights that we got started here on Monday nights. One night we did tools of the trade and tools to help you with your. This was one of them that we had listed on there.
Yeah.
So Velocity REOs?
Yeah, I'll put the link in the chat.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right. Very good. What else? Anybody else?
Is there Steve? Is there a link to the tools of the trade? Do you guys have the list somewhere?
Justin put it inside. Justin, do you say you put that inside your on your actual website?
I'll tell you what. I'll get the video link and put it right here in the chat because it's a video. Because it's a recording of a session that we did on Monday night here, Coach Steve. So it's just like a video. It's like an hour long, but I'll put the link here in the chat. Yeah.
A lot of good stuff on there. A lot of shortcuts. A lot of good software.
What's good about it too is it'll help clear. Well, one thing I think you should do before you watch this video is set in your mind that, hey, I'm gonna look at these things that he's gonna present to me here, and then after that, I'm gonna kind of shut down my search for shiny new things. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Kind of let him do the shopping for you, and then kind of just get to work. All right, I'll put it in there, guys. Let me find it.
Very good. Very good. All right. Anybody else got something there?
I got another question.
Shoot.
How would you, when presenting an offer, and you're going to present either the option to, a lease option offer or a seller finance offer, how do you determine which route to take and which offer to present stronger than the other?
It's all working out the numbers. That's a long conversation to be had here tonight. That's, there's courses out there that do it. I like personally, when it comes down to residential housing, all right, I like doing either seller financing from my seller. I like doing subject twos, right? Or options. I don't do a lot of lease options. I just don't. I do lease options with businesses that I buy, that I take over and flip over, right? Flip, whatever. That's more or less what I like doing that. As far as preparing what you're talking about, there's software out there. I mean, there's loads of guys out there. Every other day there's something else on the internet with somebody doing a video, doing this thing. I just saw one today. I think it was Joe McCall. He's got something out there with this 3 steps and all. There's loads of, but you got to know your numbers. You got to know and you got to know in your head that if the guy doesn't, if you offer him 1 cash, 1 lease option, 1 seller financing, you got to know in your head which one. If you're going to be fine if no matter which 3 that he takes, rather which one out of the 3 that he takes, and you got to go in there with that mindset. That's where you got to be. So if it's $100,000 house and you're offering a guy $60,000 cash, you're going to be comfortable with either getting that cash and making that deal happen, or if it's going to be a lease option, you're going to offer the guy $1,000 a month and $500 down, whatever your numbers are, all the way up to that type of seller financing. Seller financing, you can be very, very. I don't really. I'm not a big fan of offering doing a lease option when I really want to sell. I want to get seller financing on it because I can break those numbers down where I can go from 0 interest to a short term. Like a guy tells me the other day, listen, I got to get at least 5% interest, and that this deal's on a commercial. It's a commercial property, and it's about round numbers about $400,000. So I says you got to get 5% interest. I says that's a lot of money, man. I said I'll tell you what, we're doing this deal with no money down. I said how about we do this? You're going to hold this note for 20 years. They're going to balloon it out after that. All right. How about we do this? How about the first 5 years you carry with 0%? The next 5 years I give you 5%. The following 5 years, I give you 7%. And everything after that, I'll give you 9%. So he scratched his head. He goes, that sounds like a good deal. Now look at me. It's a $400,000 deal. In the first 5 years, if I'm paying 5% interest, a big chunk of that payment is going out towards interest. If I'm getting the same deal at 0% interest, look at how fast, look at an amortization chart, or just go take the number and spread it out over that first 60 months. All I paid was principal. So when I go out 5 years from now, whatever the numbers are, 3%, 5%, you're going to know that I'm paying interest on a much less amount of money. Even though I'm giving him interest, I paid down the principal we were in the express lane, all right? And that's really what you want to do. That's what you want to gain as much equity when you structure these things up front. And you want to deal with their greed gland when you structure your deal. Don't go in on paper and offer them a structured deal like this. This is down the road negotiating. All right, well, I don't want to do it this way. I really need this amount of money. Then you slow down and you start putting the numbers on the chart. And you start. It's like going up steps. All right. When you start structuring seller financing, all right, and and on either side, all right, whether you're selling it and wrapping it or you're buying it with that seller financing.
Can I speak on that when?
Sure, man. Go jump in. Go.
Okay, so for me, it's been a mindset shift, right? So every deal that I look at, if it makes any kind of sense at all. And it can make sense even to the degree that I really like this house and I really like this community or I really like this neighborhood. I always go for a subject to first. That's my absolute first to try to get them because I'm in acquisition mode. I want to own property. I need equity. I need to put myself in position to benefit, as time goes on. I want to be able to refinance this money and I want to be able to snatch out a bunch of cash out of these properties tax-free by doing either lines of credit or cash out refinances on these deals. So that's my mindset going in. So the first thing I want to do is buy your house. And so the easiest way for me to buy your house is going to be if you be the bank. I'm not going to the bank. I'm not trying to, qualify for financing or any of that. What I want to do is I want to get onto your deed. I want to get on title, and I want to get on title for 7 months at least, right? Well, I'm not going to negotiate 7 months, but 7 months is my magic number. Why? You need 6 months seasoning on title before you can talk about refinancing anything and remove the selling party. Right? So that's my absolute first strategy going in. Everything else comes behind that. And if I need the down payment money, I'm thinking I'm gonna do a subject to, and I'm gonna have my lease option tenant play my down payment for me. So I'm negotiating my down payment into the same area that I would get as a down payment from a lease option guy. So now I'm actually in ownership position, and I'm actually having someone else pay for the down payment, et cetera, like a strategy. So in terms of that, it really kind of depends on where you want to go with what it is that what phase of this game you're in. If you're in cash accumulation stage, get it under contract, sell it, get your money in the bank, secure yourself in that way so that you feel comfortable. Like, I got a little cushion. I'm good. Now I can start, looking to maybe, take on a little debt. Some of the subject tools may take some money for you to, invest in but it's your investment in your property. So if you do the analysis, the cash flow and everything, and it works, shit, own property.
When you structure this deal and you're normally looking, you're shooting for 7 months to be on title.
Yep.
You think you're looking to refinance the house?
Yep, I'm looking to refinance. Once I'm on title for 7 months, I have a national lender that refis me with 6 months worth of seasoning on title.
And if you got somebody with a real nice low interest rate and the deal makes a lot of sense, you'd still refinance that deal?
It depends. It depends on if they want, if they, right now, most of the deals that I'm finding are at a higher interest rate than I can get. Like a lot of the deals, they were deals that were written, some time ago, and they're still attractive in the 6 or 7% range. But if I want to go and do it myself, my lender will give me, I can get around the threes. My credit is like that, so I can get top shelf refinancing or lines of credit against the property, so it now gives me more buying power.
My subject twos that I look at.
Yeah.
I'm looking at people that have low equity.
Yep.
Sign over, goodbye and good luck, and they're running for the hills.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the ones that I love those. And most of those have been either refied or purchased in the last 3 to 5 years, 2 to 5 years.
Oh, okay. So they have real nice interest rates already.
They got beautiful interest rates, or I wouldn't even bother one.
That's beautiful.
All right, let's go back. Let's go back to. I can't go back and forth on this. I'm on this iPad tonight. So I'm not a tech guy, man. What can I tell you? I'm good on
right. How can we tell?
Oh, thank you very much. That was anyways.
You always say that, but you always muscle through all this and figure it out. So ain't nobody buying that shit. Just so you know.
Damn. The preacher man is killing me tonight.
No, we already know how good you are. You can't sell us on. You can't be trying to play that game with us. We already know.
So good. All right. Anybody else got something there in the zone? Is Justin still on board? Justin, you there?
I think he went to go.
I'm here.
Get a drink.
I was just eavesdropping.
All right, it's all good. We got any more questions out there? Anybody got comments? It's getting around that time. What time we got? It's a little after 10 o'clock here on the East Coast. So
it's 7:09 on the West Coast.
Wow.
I might call you tomorrow, Steve.
Come on, man. What else you got?
No, I might call you tomorrow, I said.
It's all good. It's all good. All right. Anybody else got something? Comments, deals, questions? Going once. Going twice. 3 times. So we're out. Everybody have a great night. Appreciate you being here. Starting, we're probably in about 2 weeks, we're going to start having, I don't know, speakers come in the door and enlighten us. So it's going to vary from topic to topic. But it'll be interesting. Maybe we'll have it on for 2 weeks and we'll be off for 2 weeks, but we'll toss the ball around in between. and I'll be checking in every once in a while in the mornings. So, but I love it. I really, really appreciate you guys checking in. If you're on this on the open channel tonight, you're not a member, join, because this is information you cannot get anyplace else. Not in this type of forum, not in this forum whatsoever. So this is like sitting at the bar with your best friend. The guy takes out a cocktail napkin and he draws out some notes for you and hands it to you. You put it in your pocket and you go home, and in the next 5 years you make a few $1 million with it. I did that.
I love
Lovely.
it.
You know, I did that. One of the best pieces of advice I ever got was I was up in Rhode Island, and I sat at the bar with this guy, nice guy, and he drew out this plan for me, and it was on the back of a cocktail napkin, all detailed out. And we spent about 2 hours at the bar, and that changed my whole method of doing finance. It really did. He worked for Chrysler Capital and years ago in the day, but yeah, he showed me something that you're not going to get at a webinar or whatever. And it's the same thing on this. We can give people all the data. We can give people all the wisdom and all that they want. Unless we can give them the confidence to go out and get the job done, they're not going to get anything done. So
that's right.
All right. Anybody else got anything else before we sign off? Going once, going twice.
Love you guys. Good job, Coach Steve. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Have a great night.
Take care, Steve.
Hey, man.
Thank you. Good call.
Thanks for the West Coast out there, preacher man. Take care. Have a good night.
Good night, my friend.
Good night.
Thank you.